Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channels. A drama ensued in court today concerning Nnamdi Kanu, James Omotosho, the judge involved, and of course, Kanu's younger brother, Kanu. A whole lot of that happened. We'll give you full details of what transpired. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. And Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who was recently sentenced to life imprisonment, has filed a fresh motion at the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking transfer from Sokoto Custodial Center. Now, in a motion ex parte he personally signed, Kanu told the court that his detention in Sokoto would hinder his ability to effectively appeal against his conviction. The motion was presented on Thursday by his younger brother, Prince Kanu. Now, the IPOB leader requested that the court hear the motion in his absence, citing the impossibility of personally appearing in Abuja. In the 8 grounds filed in support of the motion ex parte, Kanu explained that he was sentenced on the 20th of November 2025 and ordered to be detained in any correctional facility except for Kuje Correctional Center. He stated, and I quote, "On the 21st of November 2025, the applicant was transferred to and is currently detained at Sokoto Correctional Facility, which is over 700 kilometers from Abuja. The preparation of the notice of appeal and the record of appeal requires the applicant's personal interface with the registry of this honorable court and the Court of Appeal in Abuja." Kanu argued that his continued detention far from Abuja renders his constitutional right to appeal impracticable, causing exceptional hardship and potentially defeating the right in violation of Section 36 of the Constitution. He prayed the court to compel the federal government and or Nigerian Correctional Service to transfer him to a facility within the jurisdiction of the court, or alternatively to a nearby custodial facility such as Suleja or Kefe to facilitate his appeal. When the motion was called, Justice James Omotosho declined to hear it through Kanu's brother Emmanuel, insisting he could not represent his sibling as he is not a legal practitioner. This ex parte motion cannot be moved on the convict's behalf because you are not a legal practitioner, the judge said. He urged the applicant to engage a lawyer or approach the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria. Justice Omotosho added, "For you to be qualified as a lawyer, it will take you another 6 years or thereabout. So get a counsel to move the application." Now, following the judge's directive, Emmanuel requested a hearing date. The motion was adjourned to 8th of December 2025. The judge also cautioned against misleading the public statements regarding Kanu's ability to compile his record of appeal, noting that attendance at court is not required for the record to be prepared. The rights of a defendant are different from the rights of a convict, Justice Omotosho concluded. Now, just very quickly, when the visit of Governor Oti of Alex Oti of speaking with Mr. President, a whole lot of things came out there. Well, he did mention that he didn't go there to discuss politics on defection from his party to APC, but rather he went there to discuss the fate of Nnamdi Kanu. According to him, it was a fruitful one, and he's very optimistic that something very positive will yield out of that discussion he had with Mr. President. Meanwhile, my colleague is in the house. What's your take on the fact that Justice Omotosho is telling Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother that you cannot, in all sincerity, file this case? You're not a lawyer. Go get yourself a lawyer. And if you can't afford one, you go get yourself a lawyer on behalf of your brother. And if you can't afford one because of financial constraint, then there's a lawyer's counsel aid where you can actually get. But for you to even do it, you have to take you like 6 years to become a lawyer, and it doesn't want a situation where non-lawyers will be representing. Wants a legal person to move it, and who knows the audience. But what's your take on this the latest move by Nnamdi Kanu and his family on the issue of his appeal?
Well, I think that this is when the consultants should come in, because right now, for me, I feel it's outrightly wrong for the younger brother to go in there to do this. Don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu and has team of legal consultants, those who had represented him before now. And apart from anything, they shouldn't try to do things exclusively. Everything they should go and route it through a legal professional, you understand? And I also feel this is the right time for those who are legal luminaries in the Southeast to stand tall for him, because right now, maybe because of financial constraint or something, everything seems to be swept under the carpet and all of that. This is not the time for to come out and begin to say things you ought not to say. At the end of the day, it wasn't the case, because if you check our feed, you're going to see what Ifeanyi Ejimako said some time ago, that poor legal representation and also poor legal advice was what made the case to go the way it went. A lot of people on the outside had their own reservations about it. Lawyers also had their reasons. But I feel also that if it was a legal counsel that stood in for Nnamdi Kanu, it wouldn't have been that brief. It wouldn't have his conviction wouldn't have come as short and easy as it came, So as at now, I think they should opt for legal counsel, opt for legal representation, and such a person should go in, because I believe that these guys have been trained, to stand in for individuals when it comes to a serious case like this.
Well, let's hope for the best, honestly, sincerely speaking. I pray that at this rate, Nnamdi Kanu, like my colleague has rightly mentioned, Nnamdi Kanu should, in all sincerity, he can't do this alone. I believe his brother worsened the situation for him, because they may be dealing with things, instead of going through technical legal issues, they'll be going through emotional issues. And I think the lawyers who are well trained will understand the technicalities. I believe that the likes of Barrister Opara, Michael Opara, I believe that the likes of Aloy Ejimako should not shy away from this now.
This is the time for
if they say they've been doing this for a just cause, they've been doing this for not that if they are being paid, or even if they are being paid, if they really love Nnamdi Kanu, and they shouldn't be thinking of being just legal consultant. If they say they love him, except of course they're looking at it based strictly on business. If not, I think apart from legal counsel of offering legal counsel, they should also represent him. They've been doing that before now, except of course they want Nnamdi Kanu to officially bring them in, probably pay them. I wouldn't know. But that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in that conversation. What's your take? Do you think that with this mandate given by Justice James Omotosho, that though the hearing will be taking place on the 8th of December, but they want a lawyer to move this properly and not one brother who does not know the legal technicalities of the courtroom? Let's interact. What's your take?